So I got a lot of follow-up questions about high school football teams using NFL logos. How do they do this? What's going on? So this all started when I was talking about Grambling State University getting a registered trademark for their G logo that's pretty much the same shape as the Green Bay Packers. So what's going on with all the high schools around the United States that still use NFL logos?
As I'm editing, I'm really curious about this. What high school teams do you guys know of that have really great logos on their own that aren't copying anybody? Put them in the comments below so I can check them out.
So first off, I don't work for the NFL or any NFL teams, just going off of publicly available information right now. Here's what's going on. Base level trademark law, if a high school's using an NFL logo, they're most likely infringing on some level. That's not really in question here. The real question is, what does the NFL do about this? First off, this isn't just a one-dimensional question. The NFL has a vested interest in high school football programs being successful and training athletes that will eventually work in the NFL. The other thing the NFL has to think of is the sheer time and money it would take to police all these uses all across the United States. There are schools that use their logos all over the place. It might be easier and more cost-effective to simply allow certain uses and restrict others. On the flip side, they need to protect their trademarks so that they don't get diluted, lose their value, or maybe even lose their protection altogether. Now, I did find an NFL spokesperson comment on this issue, but they said that the NFL's position, which I assume has not changed, is that they're going to allow high school football teams to use their logos as long as they don't sell merch. So if a high school starts selling merchandise with their logos on it, that's where the NFL is probably going to step in and say, you can't use our logo. So the NFL kind of makes a money judgment here of allowing high schools to use their logos in certain circumstances, as long as they're not going too far into the realm of selling merchandise, making a profit, that kind of thing. Now, big disclaimer here. If I was representing a high school, I would never do this without written permission from the NFL, defining the scope of that license and defining exactly how we could use the mark as a high school mascot. I would never advise a high school to just kind of step into this gray area and hope for the best. Even if you're well-meaning, you could end up with a lawsuit, and no one wants to deal with that. It's a lot of money and a lot of time. For high schools that do currently use NFL mascots, it might be the case that they already have a written agreement to use the mark in commerce, as long as they don't sell it or do other things that the NFL doesn't want them to. But again, I don't have any inside information on those contracts, if they exist, or what their terms are. Again, the big thing with trademark law is that designation of source and a likelihood of confusion. If consumers are purchasing a product and they think it's coming from the NFL, that's where there could be trademark infringement, and that's where they're probably going to step in and file a lawsuit. I'm an entertainment attorney. On this channel, I talk about legal issues that artists, athletes, and creators face in the entertainment world. If you want to hear more about that, follow along. See you in the next one.